Welcome to Daily Gossip, your go-to source for daily Hollywood updates and unforgettable sports moments. If you're a fan of heart-pounding action and electrifying performances, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about a moment that will surely go down in NBA history. Myles Turner's jaw-dropping dunk over Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Pacers' stunning Game 4 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. Stay tuned, because this play was nothing short of legendary, and the emotional ride that followed was one you won't want to miss. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to catch all the latest sports highlights. And let's dive into this thrilling moment. In the world of basketball, moments of pure greatness happen when you least expect them. But sometimes, greatness isn't just about scoring the most points or grabbing the most rebounds. It's about doing something that leaves an indelible mark on the game, something that transcends statistics and finds its way into the very soul of the sport. That's exactly what Myles Turner did in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference first-round playoff series between the Indiana Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks. As the game unfolded, the stakes were high for both teams, each battling not only for victory, but for pride and respect. The Bucks, led by the indomitable Giannis Antetokounmpo, entered the game as the favorites. But the Pacers weren't about to back down. They came out strong. And in the second half, it was Myles Turner who delivered, a moment that would forever be etched into the minds of basketball fans worldwide. It was just 20 seconds into the third quarter when Myles Turner took the ball and surged towards the hoop. In an instant, it became clear that something special was about to happen. As Turner soared towards the rim, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the reigning NBA Finals MVP and one of the most dominant forces in the league, attempted to block the shot. But in one of the most electrifying plays of the postseason, Turner rose up with a ferocity that sent shockwaves through the crowd. With an emphatic slam, Turner dunked the ball right over Giannis, sending the entire arena into a frenzy. The sound of the ball crashing through the net echoed throughout the stadium as the Pacers bench erupted in pure joy. The fans were on their feet, and even the most hardened basketball analysts had to take a moment to appreciate what they had just witnessed. Turner had just put Giannis on a poster, and it was a dunk for the ages. But the impact of that dunk wasn't just felt in the moment. It resonated long after the game was over. Turner's dunk was symbolic of the heart and determination that the Pacers brought to this game. It wasn't just a highlight reel dunk, it was a statement. It was a message to the Bucks, to Giannis, and to the entire NBA that the Pacers were not to be underestimated. The emotional charge from the dunk reverberated throughout the Pacers team. Turner's performance was instrumental in securing the 129-103 victory, but it wasn't just about his points or his stats. The dunk sparked something in the Pacers that propelled them to a dominant victory. Turner finished with an impressive 23 points on 9 of 13 shooting, 5 rebounds, and 4 blocks. But it wasn't just his scoring that made the difference. It was his energy and leadership on the court. It's impossible to overstate the emotional impact of this dunk. In basketball, we often talk about momentum, how one play can shift the entire direction of a game. Turner's dunk was exactly that. The Pacers had already built a solid lead, but this dunk was the defining moment that ensured they would never let up. Turner's dunk was a turning point, a moment that shook the Bucks and left them scrambling to find a response. But what made this play even more emotional was the backdrop. Giannis Antetokounmpo, a two-time MVP, was in the midst of another stellar performance with 28 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists. Giannis did everything he could to keep the Bucks in the game, but despite his best efforts, the absence of star guard Damian Lillard who was forced to exit the game early due to a non-contact Achilles injury, proved to be too much for Milwaukee to overcome. Lillard's injury was a crushing blow for the Bucks, and without him, the team struggled to find the rhythm they needed to mount a comeback. The emotional weight of Lillard's injury cannot be overstated. As a key player for the Bucks, Lillard's presence was expected to provide the offensive firepower necessary to match the Pacers' intensity. But with Lillard sidelined, the Bucks were left to rely solely on Giannis. And while Giannis is undoubtedly one of the most talented players in the league, even he couldn't carry the weight of the entire game on his shoulders. For the Pacers, the victory was not just a team effort, it was a redemption story. This was a team that had been written off by many, dismissed as a long shot in the playoffs. But on this night, they proved everyone wrong. Turner's dunk was the embodiment of that fight, that desire to prove their doubters wrong. It wasn't just about basketball. It was about heart, grit, and the will to overcome all obstacles. As the game wound down and the Pacers' victory became inevitable, the emotional weight of the moment continued to sink in. Turner's dunk wasn't just a physical triumph. It was a mental one as well. The Pacers had battled through adversity all season long, and this moment was the culmination of their hard work and dedication. The emotional roller coaster of the game didn't stop with Turner's dunk. It was followed by a sense of relief for the Pacers, a moment of catharsis after all the struggles they had faced in the previous games of the series. For the Bucks, the defeat was a hard pill to swallow. Giannis's efforts were valiant, but ultimately, they weren't enough to overcome the overwhelming performance of the Pacers. Now, with the Pacers up 3-1 in the series, the stakes have never been higher. Game 5 will be the deciding factor, and while the Bucks still have a chance to rally and make a comeback, the emotional toll of this game will undoubtedly affect their performance. The Pacers, on the other hand, are riding high on the wave of their victory, knowing that they're just one win away from advancing to the next round. But beyond the stats and the scores, beyond the X's and O's of basketball strategy, what we witnessed in Game 4 was a moment that will be remembered for years to come. Myles Turner's dunk on Giannis Antetokounmpo was more than just a play. It was a symbol of the power of belief, the strength of determination, and the unrelenting drive to succeed against all odds. It was a reminder that in the world of sports, anything is possible, and sometimes a single moment can define the entire season. Daily Gossip has been bringing you the latest and most emotional moments from the world of sports and entertainment, and this one is undoubtedly one for the books. Whether you're a Pacers fan, a Bucks fan, or simply a lover of the game, this dunk is one you'll be talking about for years to come. Stay tuned to Daily Gossip for more updates, more thrills, and more unforgettable moments.